It's the Joel and Randy Show. Hey, are you ready to go? Texas tea with Joel and Randy.
Tea and shade and the sex is made.
Texas tea with Joel and Randy. Bitches, you got something to say? I don't think so.
And there we go. Hey, hey, hey,
Hey!
everybody, welcome to Joel and Randy's Texas Tea. I am Joel Tatum.
And I'm Randy, and I sure hate it.
Okay, we got a couple of people on with us. We got a couple of people on. Let's go, let's go. Everybody introduce yourselves.
I'm Mr. Christopher.
And I'm Nicholas Byron Chris.
Hey,
Yo.
a lot of Chris's going on in
Nicholas
Nicholas Byron Chris.
Byron. I like that. It's like Lord Byron.
Kress.
Oh.
Kress.
That's a German name.
Chris. Oh.
Yeah.
I was born in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick is our token
Yeah,
straight today.
Oh yes, we have a token straight on the show. Everybody, token
Woo,
straight.
woo.
Nick.
God, we sound like a
Mm-hmm.
DJ show from the 80s.
Exactly. With the weird sound effects and everything else, which we don't have, by the way. We are not using on this show.
I just did the only sound effects you'll ever motherfucking hear.
Except for that attempted at singing. Right?
Shade. Oh my God.
Oh, that's...
Oh Lord, we're giving away gay culture to the straights. Now they throw shade back at us.
I just found out what shade meant today.
Mhm.
By the way.
What?
What? Get out of here.
These straight people, I swear.
So, anyway, what's going on in everybody's world? Before we dive into serious topics.
Well, here's something that happened to me today. Girl, I gotta tell you, healthcare is a motherfucker, but I'm navigating like a boat on a stormy sea. Bitch, I'm navigating.
Yeah,
And so-
navigate.
Well, I have a cool representative. His name is Alfredo, and shout out to Alfredo because I kept calling him Juan.
Why?
Is it Alfredo?
What?
What?
My
Racist.
appointment was with Juan. Bitch, it's not racist. My appointment was with Juan.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
so I
okay.
kept calling him Juan, and listen, Alfredo never corrected me.
Oh my God. Cause
Oh,
He
wow.
gave me his business card.
How embarrassing.
Never corrected me. And so he said he would listen, so I want to apologize officially to Alfredo.
One Alfredo. How about that? I'm
How
hungry.
long were y'all talking before?
I feel like eating. Some
Ah,
Alfredo.
listen to
My
this.
mouth started
Listen,
watering and
see?
started thinking about Italian food.
Mm-hmm.
There's one right across the street.
So,
Listen, Juan, you've got a man.
Juan?
Straight man. Juan. See?
see, there you go.
Motherfucker. Alfredo, you've got a straight man. His mouth is watering, trying to eat some Alfredo sauce. That's all I'm saying.
You left yourself open for that one. Oh, my. Good for you, Alfred.
Down, right?
Good for you, Alfred.
As
Ooh.
red as I am without blood.
Yeah, exactly. Good Lord. Alfredo, you already got the hookup. Look at
It's dark in
you.
here.
Want some Alfredo sauce. That's just going on.
Bitch wants some Alfredo sauce. That was cool.
Alfredo sauce is creamy.
From what I heard, every Alfredo I ever had, the sauce was always creamy. The
Work,
sauce was
bitch.
always creamy. But all the Alfredos that I knew were Italian, so that's
Well, if you get red
different.
sauce, something's wrong.
Exactly.
Oh.
Ooh, no, you
You're
did.
not trying to get no STDs, but Alfredo works for the health department, so he knows how to handle it.
Yeah, he knows how to handle an
If you
STD.
got some red sauce.
You know what? Speaking of which, the funny thing is, I read this amazing story. They are now and I think they won a prize for this. They now have condoms that will be able to detect if another person has an STD.
Oh shit!
What?
That is the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
What if it's wrong though? Wow.
On who?
Listen.
Look, if it even remotely says light blue,
The you know what?
Yeah,
The mountains are cold.
I got a headache.
Now the truth is, we should all be using condoms any damn way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but you
get
get no feeling.
That was my stomach growling. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
no, we should all be using condoms.
I'm all for. Look, I'm sorry. I'm all for the PrEP thing. I really am. If you can take a little pill and you can have
My buddy's on that.
your
It's
Yes.
natural sex,
My gay
so to
buddy,
speak,
my brother, my blood.
I
brother,
say go for it.
Fucking fully gay, loves it. He's on it. It's working for him.
Mm-hmm.
As a straight man, I'll tell you, I don't like to use condoms because, and it's terrible. I know it's terrible. I know it's fucking terrible. But I also try to kind of like pick and choose my partners and make sure it's a responsible thing, you know, on my behalf and theirs. But the old expression, it's like taking a shower with a raincoat on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, sometimes you know it just doesn't even happen with the condoms.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't like just the feeling?
I think
or
it
what?
might be because there's like very little feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Right.
could be like a whole different thing.
The experience
you know?
is different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But I
It
think
could
mo-
be a
I
whole
mean,
different
do you-
thing.
Have you, Chris? Honestly,
It's
I'm-
very
I'm-
non-safe too. Like, don't
I
do
understand.
as I
Understand.
do as I do, not as I say, kind of
Mhm.
thing, or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, like use
Yeah.
condoms, use protection. I'm not advocating that.
But Chris, I want to know your opinion because the truth is,
My opinion on what?
on condoms.
Well, I do want to say one thing about PrEP because if you're going to do PrEP, just be aware of what you're putting in your body. Like, do the research. I think a lot of people just are taking it. I mean, any medication has a cost to it, not a financial cost, but a health cost.
Oh yeah.
That is true.
And it's not 100% effective. It's only like 90% effective or something.
90% effective
Which
is better than
yeah.
It
0%
is. It
effective.
is. But if you're on this thinking you're 100% effective,
See.
and then you're just doing everything everywhere,
Right.
your risk just is higher than you actually think it is.
Yeah, exactly. Especially
So
if
just
you
be aware of it.
If you are some of these boys, and trust me, I have been on the social apps, with the social hookup apps, for quite some time. And when you are getting messages about coming to your hotel and filling my hole full of your stuff, and this and that and blah 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 blah, you know,
Breathe.
that's when you have to say, you know what, girl, that PrEP better be 100% effective.
Yeah,
because
right.
I am not about to mess with anybody's kitchen that's been used
Right.
a lot.
Right. You don't want to
lot.
step into a kitchen that is actually banquet ready.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause that's
I
a
don't want no
big-ass
I don't
kitchen.
want a banquet ready kitchen. I want a kitchen it's been cooked in a few times
Right.
and it's maintained,
But it's very tidy.
but it's a very tidy kitchen.
Now we've spoken about this on
Mhm.
shows prior
Mm-hmm.
that I've had incidences where men have said, "Oh, I'm sorry, the condom broke,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's all it just broke.
Mm-hmm.
But
But he kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
Did he stop? No. Did the condom break on purpose? Probably.
Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
Was I informed about that shit?
Wait, the condom
No.
broke on
not-
purpose?
Yeah.
Not-
about
Yes. Oh, please.
Like, there's a huge difference here because, like, look, if the condom broke with me, like, there stands a chance in there being a baby.
Yeah, exactly. With you, you
Yeah,
gotta worry
that's
about a
different.
baby.
So there's a
But you
huge
know what, with
like, if the condom breaks on purpose, like, which is what you just said,
Yeah.
I mean, that would mean that there would have to be, like, a fucking the head busted through or something. And,
What?
like,
Yeah.
how much more feeling are you gonna get from that? I mean, you might as well take the whole fucking thing off. I mean,
Mhm.
like, really, like, come
Yeah,
on,
you're
like,
fucking,
on
like, with a
purpose.
broken
Like, I mean,
condom.
just do
No,
it or
it-
don't do
it
it.
definitely happened
But
on purpose.
You're not
Really?
risking having a child, is what I'm trying to
Because-
say. That's the bottom line.
But
You know,
no, trust
right?
me. No, the feeling.
How do you break a condom on purpose?
Yeah,
That's what-
really.
I'm wondering how that works.
I don't know. I was there. And it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
do
I
you
didn't
think
do
that
it.
do you honestly think
But
it
was
happened?
there a
problem?
Why would he do it on purpose though? That's
No, he didn't do it. He did it
Mhm.
because
Wait,
I don't
you
think-
mean he just didn't stop? Is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
Yeah.
Got it.
so when the condom broke, he just
Right.
didn't stop.
Mhm.
Right.
just
He didn't
that
break the
excited.
condom.
He
on
just
purpose.
No,
He just didn't
I
stop.
don't say it. He broke it on purpose.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant.
Mhm.
No. When it broke, he didn't stop,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's when you
Well, he
would
was, like,
want to
feeling
stop
good.
if you don't. Yeah.
Your kitchen
Girl.
must have been
Girl.
really good. He didn't want to
Let me
stop.
tell
He
you
likes
something.
he likes
Let me
the
tell
what
you
was in that
something.
oven.
That brick oven was.
Yeah, that oven
high
was
temperature,
working, and
yeah.
he said, "I am not going to stop baking this cake."
All right, you know what?
Mhm.
I got it that way.
Mhm.
Okay. That's all I can say. Anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with that, by the
No,
way.
but
There's
trust me,
Mm-hmm.
that motherfucker didn't stop,
Mhm.
and that's happened to me several times.
Mm-mm. So I actually
Men
think
are
it's
like, oh,
Mm-mm.
it slipped off.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
So I
in
think
my
it's-
ass.
Different story, slipping off.
Yeah.
No, it
breaking.
slipped off.
That's a complete different
Mhm.
story.
And I have to pull it out.
my thing
Never
is,
mind.
what if the
I
condom?
always overshare.
What if
God bless America, I always overshare.
What if the condom reveals that you have an STD?
Yeah.
Wait, well, yeah.
That's
what?
a whole different perspective.
That's a whole different.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
you're
if-
talking about the condoms
That
what if
would
they're
be able to
at risk
detect an
now?
STD.
Yeah.
So what if
Why
you
didn't
put the
you just
condom
not-
on and you discover you have an STD?
Yeah, or you just want to know if you have an STD, so you just put a condom on your dick
I-
and take it off.
Why not? It's the
Whoa.
easiest way to find out.
It's easy,
And then you
easy
go to the
go-
clinic.
Listen,
That's a dark turn.
I'm not
They have.
I'm not so much a slut that I wouldn't know that I had an STD
Mhm.
if I found that I had an STD. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I would know. I would know.
Maybe.
Maybe
Well, it
certain
used to
forms
be
of
a-
gonorrhea. Some people don't have symptoms.
Gonorrhea.
Some people don't have symptoms.
I ain't
so
never had no
Yeah.
goddamn gonorrhea.
No.
If I
yeah.
had gonorrhea and my pee was high,
You haven't tested positive for an STD that you weren't aware
Did you
of.
tell
hear
you
about
something.
how
Let me tell you
like
something.
intentionally giving AIDS is not a prosecutable offense
Wait,
anymore
what?
in LA County,
Wait,
whereas
what?
it used to be?
Mhm.
Straight dude, how do you know this information? Wow.
because he's
Because
put
I'm
us
on the
really
show. I'm on the show
intelligent.
with you guys.
Wow.
That's why I'm here.
I'm impressed with this.
he's
straight
not.
dude.
Listen, listeners.
So intentionally
All right.
giving people AIDS is not a crime anymore in LA County.
Wait, that's fucked up.
That's
That
As
is-
of
that's
like
Wait,
the
where-
last, like,
How do we know that?
Well,
you-
okay, like I don't know if my sources are all correct,
Uh,
but I've looked online and that's what I've seen and heard. So
Interesting.
I could
That's
be
scary.
wrong. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. But
You know,
that's
that actually makes sense because it's no longer a death sentence anymore.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it is actually.
it's not.
If you
No,
don't-
they're
if you don't
no,
take-
they're
No,
handling
it's
it.
not.
Listen. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
They're handling it like it's diabetes.
Yeah, exactly.
But diabetes doesn't kill you as fast as AIDS-related complex does.
And how controversial
So-
are we trying to be here?
How what? How controversial?
AIDS-related complex is what we're talking
We
about.
love
Was it a
controversy.
disease that was designed to wipe out like
No
a certain
shit.
type of
Oh
person?
God! Here we
No,
go.
No,
Yeah.
this is
Straight dude,
no.
really?
No. Okay, all right, okay. That's what I like to know. Dispel that rumor, please, because
Oh,
you know,
I don't.
please dispel that rumor because like I don't know where it came from. Maybe
I don't either.
some right wing
It-
propaganda shit.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know if we can
But-
dispel that rumor.
Can
There's
we-
no way we can
we or
dispel
we,
it
you know,
or
like,
I think it's
should we
something-
talk about it or should
qualify-
we skip over it?
we can't qualify that rumor or dispel it. So what do you?
Because
gonna
I've
do?
heard that like crack and AIDS were specifically designed to.
Oh,
wipe
I've
out
heard that about
an
crack. Yeah,
entire-
crack was introduced
entire
into,
race of people.
crack
you
was
know?
introduced into the black communities to like, you know, destroy them.
You know what?
By the FBI.
I don't know
supposedly.
anything about that.
Well, I mean,
That
yeah.
might be
Right,
another.
that's-
This could be like an
that's-
urban legend or something like that.
Well, they definitely are, but I think there's some truth to it.
You know
So that
what?
could be a whole nother
You
show.
never know.
Yes.
Mhm.
We are having a good conversation,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And no,
Don't
there's
apologize
nothing to be
for
sorry
what?
for.
hot button issues.
No, this is great.
This is just a normal show, so it's just everybody just doing their
I
thing
like hot buttons.
and having a good time. So it's just a normal show. So it's not like we're doing anything spectacular today.
No, but I love having straight perspective. Seriously.
You know how many?
Let's hear something else from him. He's two for two.
Ask me a question. What do you want to know? Do you want to know what I vote for? Do you want to know what I care about?
Can a heterosexual man?
All right, wait, Joel.
I already got one.
Asking
I already got one because we talked about this before.
Go for it.
Is it possible to be heterosexual, to call yourself heterosexual, and still like dudes occasionally?
Oh, good question.
And what do you, when you say still like dudes occasionally, you really need to be like 100% straightforward in what you mean.
Like you jerked off to thinking of a dude.
No,
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about full-fledged on.
Yeah.
Well,
like
sex with a dude.
Taking a dick.
Well, wait, you can have sex with a dude and not be gay.
Wait.
Well, I mean, are you taking on like entertaining a dick, or are you taking on taking a dick? What are you doing? Like,
I'm talking about all of that
stuff. Is there a dick in or around you?
Yes, I'm talking about all of that.
No, then a straight person would not do that. However, it is not like within your reaches to love someone as much as you would love your own mother, your own brother, who is homosexual. You know, they could be your best friend, and you could love them just as much as your own mother, without there having to be any sort of anything else involved.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
See, I like how you.
That's my nephew.
I like how you.
I love this kid.
No,
I'm trying to break it down in bare bones type.
But I love how he
That's
said
Period.
straight people, and I said heterosexual.
Yeah.
Because the reason why is because
2019.
yeah. Well, no, the reason why that came up in a conversation that we had several episodes ago, where I'm reading this weird ass article about straight men that like to have sex with dudes occasionally, and they still not straight men, heterosexual men.
I know what you're talking about.
Heterosexual men that like to have sex with dudes sometimes.
I know.
Okay, I do.
Or don't mind having sex with dudes sometimes, but they do not consider themselves other than heterosexual.
Okay, so one thing is though, if you're heterosexual, and you like sticking a dildo up your ass, that doesn't make you gay. That's
no,
that's
a different.
And you can have you can have sex with a guy just to have a dick in your ass to make you feel good.
That's a whole different thing. That's stimulating your prostate, which is getting off in a sexual way, which is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
You can have sex with a guy just to have your prostate stimulated. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gay.
Yeah, but Chris, I know a guy whose wife sticks a dildo up his ass while he's fucking her.
So how is that different from having a guy right there?
He loves it. Because there's a guy involved.
And she's stimulating his prostate, which is a natural human
way
to get off.
What I'm saying is, just because you have sex with a guy doesn't mean you're attracted to the guy. So that doesn't make you gay.
I've got to say,
I disagree.
I
love the hell
I've
out
had
of
sex with a woman. Wait,
I like how everybody goes straight to gay.
If I've had sex with a woman,
there's no bi or anything else.
I would like
they go straight to gay.
I would never be able to.
Not.
Okay, so if I've had sex with a woman, does that make me bisexual then? No.
Well,
no. It depends. Like, which do you prefer in an overwhelming amount more?
How much did you enjoy it?
I have had sexual contacts with women before, and
so
I enjoyed them, and it did not make me. I'm not bisexual at all.
How much did you enjoy it?
But
I enjoyed it in an academic
ratio
sense.
of men to women.
Did you do that, Nick?
What?
Yeah.
In an academic sense.
A learning experience?
It was a learning experience.
So do you know where to find the clit? I mean, like, are you... Like,
I don't know if I want to talk about that.
like most men, we still don't know what it is.
You're the one who broke out the word academia, alright? I mean, come on.
Like most men, we still don't know what a clitoris is. Even the heterosexual doesn't know it. We don't know what a clitoris is. I'm sorry, ladies. Gay or straight, we don't know where it is.
I know people who've been there for years who have never made their life.
It's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere.
It's not in there. It's actually kind of out there.
Well, wait, it's kind of like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
they're
where
all
it is. I know where it is.
Yeah, they're all different.
They're all different, and if the ladies would just
Well,
tell them where it
one
is.
woman that I was with, which I wasn't really.
Wait,
with
you're
her.
bisexual?
You're bisexual more than I am. I was just hanging out with this chick.
I am 100%
I
gay.
was high. This is
100%.
on the show. Prior episodes, I talked about Regina and her. She got us all high. I was 15. She got us
Everything
all high.
seemed to happen to you when you were
And-
15.
And
Yeah,
we were smoking and drinking Carlo Rossi, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan wine.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
Oh, that's those big jugs.
Yes,
right? Oh, I used to
Queen.
do
We
that.
got
Mhm.
the Fiesta off of Hillcroft
Yes.
where she lived.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she had some kind of clique going on, and I wasn't interested. So all I'm saying is, yes,
Guess what?
yes, you can find the clique. But you have to look for it. You have to look for it.
Really?
And I'm not trying to look.
I feel like that this is the most whack version of the man show I have ever been on.
I'm not trying to
Oh
look.
my god! We are on the most whack version of the man show ever. And if for most of you who probably don't know,
Man show.
Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla, that show that used to be on Comedy Central
Yeah. Nobody knows what that
in the
is.
90s.
For
so,
people under 35,
Mhm.
explain.
No, we're not.
That's old school.
Yeah, that's old school. That was old.
I'm not trying to find the clique.
If that show were on today, they would be reamed.
Oh,
That show was terrible. It was all about
the post,
boobies,
yeah,
ass,
yeah.
and
the post Me
Did
Too
you just say
generation would
boobies?
never allow
boobies.
that.
Yes, I said boobies. If we're gonna do the most worst version of the man show, we're gonna do it right. Boobies.
Yeah, the post Me Too generation would
Yes.
never allow that show to happen.
I have a question about straight guys, though.
Okay.
Is there sort of going back to the prostate? is there like a stigma among straight guys about getting their prostate stimulated? Is that like a thing?
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of them are too afraid to admit that they might be entertained by that
Oh,
idea.
Right.
I think a lot of them know about the idea
Right.
and know that they could be entertained by it, but
Mhm.
that they're too afraid to sacrifice their masculinity in
Right.
order to do so.
Right.
But why is that even a part of being masculine? I don't even
Because most
understand
people
that.
are stupid. It's
Mhm.
not. It doesn't have to do
Sexual-
with.
I actually
It
think
doesn't
it's-
have to do with masculinity.
I think it's a
or
genetic evolutionary thing because
feminism or
if you look at
anything.
animals, submissive animals turn around and show their ass to the alpha,
Mm-hmm.
so he can
But
fuck
there's
it if he wants.
not really such a thing as an
It's
alpha
not-
in
That's just-
human.
I know,
in
but
the
that's
human world.
still
I'm
in
talking
us. That
about pure
behavior.
pleasure.
That behavior
Mhm.
is still in
Yeah,
us.
he's talking about pleasure, and
deriving
it's just
pure
sexual pleasure.
Deriving
Mhm.
pleasure.
What's wrong with that?
Because
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not saying.
I think we. I think,
Oh no, honey, I know you're not.
and I think because we're men,
We
we wrap so much stuff up in our masculinity that we sometimes are afraid to explore things that that shouldn't even be a part of you worrying about your masculinity. You like a finger up the butt to get your stuff up and out? Go for it. Your sexuality has nothing to do with it, nor does your masculinity.
Thank you.
It's all about having
That's exactly
fucking
what I was
good
just
time
saying.
while you're in
Like,
bed.
keep your mind open.
Mhm.
Like enjoy
And keep your
yourself
hole
to the
open.
fullest. Yeah, right. Well, because hey, wait, you can
Keep
die
it-
tomorrow.
keep it,
You can die tomorrow. You know,
Mhm.
like let's experience
Let's
everything.
Yeah, and
get
let's-
those
you can while
two
you can.
fingers
You know,
going.
and hey, if it ain't your cup of tea, you don't ever have to do it again.
Yeah.
And you know what? Janet
No,
Jackson
never have to do it
actually does that whole thing with a cup of tea.
Wait, what?
She does enemas. With a cup of-
Oh.
she does
Coffee
enemas.
enemas.
Yeah, that's great. But you know what? Nick is an evolved young man, and guess what? He's not afraid. He
Well,
just
I think
his
we're not worried
girlfriend
about
can do her
toxic
thing.
masculinity in this room.
No, that's
No, but that's
not
a good
what I'm
topic
talking
to
Yeah,
about.
talk
That's
about.
not
yeah,
what
but
I'm
that is we're
I'm
not.
talking about
It's a
how
fresh topic. That's the reason I brought
It's
it up.
not. Has everyone? Has everyone
nobody
seen
wants
the
somebody
Gillette
to
commercial about the Gillette commercial about?
I know about the yes, the
which is an
controversy
amazing
surrounding it.
commercial, and
Yeah.
I'm watching all these dudes freak out
Yeah.
because they're, oh, I'm not going to shop at Gillette anymore, and I'm not doing this, and how dare you say this and that.
I've never
All
seen
I-
that.
Oh, you haven't?
I
don't know
watched
what
the
we're
whole
talking about.
video, and you know what the whole video said to me was?
Not a lot.
Just raise your kids right.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
raise your
Yeah.
kids with fucking respect.
Like,
Just raise your kids
Some people
right.
come in pissed off
Yeah.
at the end of the
Raise-
day. off
raise your
work,
boys
kick
right.
Your dog, and
That's
then,
all there
like,
is to it.
Have a couple drinks and maybe
That
slap your
should
wife,
be
like,
a
yeah,
natural thing
Hey,
for.
let's not be a
That's
toxic
horrible.
fucking.
That should be a natural thing for every man that has a boy child.
Did-
Raise your child
Do you want to
right.
explain to Randy
That's
what
it.
the commercial was?
No, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did.
But it and to me, I'm like, why are all these men getting mad and talking about how dare you tell me how to treat women or how to do this?
Because
or
most
blah,
of these
blah,
people
blah, blah.
listen to talk radio or some other media outlet that gets them to think about it in a certain way, and that's how they think about it. Is what these other outlets tell them to do.
It seems like it's like the most basic thing to do as a father is to raise your boys right.
Yeah, If
Raise
they
your
just saw
boys to
that-
respect girls.
if they
Raise your
just saw
boys
that
to respect
commercial-
each other. Raise your boys to be men.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
But they also knew that there was a demographic that they knew they were going to piss off.
Yes.
They knew that,
Yeah.
and they took that risk. And you know what? What did they say? No publicity is bad
Yeah,
publicity.
exactly.
But I know people
So-
who
No,
are now,
no,
a lot
bad.
of people
so
who are
then
now
no
buying
pub-
Gillette just because of
Yeah.
the commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yes.
All
So-
right, yeah, I may
yeah.
have phrased it wrong, but
But
you all got what I was
it's
saying.
worked out for Gillette. Their sales went through the
raises
roof.
at Walmart. I mean,
All these people who
I
said
can go
boycott
there.
Gillette, their sales
Yeah.
went through the roof.
Where?
I get mine for Christmas and I use them for
Mhm.
like 6 months, 8 months.
Mhm. Mhm.
Razor. He's talking about razors.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I'm talking about razors too.
Yeah.
Girl,
Let's
please.
make sure we know what we're
I just
talking
keep
about.
on going with my razors till the wheels fall
Yeah.
off. 'Cause
Right.
I can't afford.
I was
things
surprised
better.
that my beard has never been this full, and I've never allowed my beard to be this full in my entire life.
Mm.
And
How do you feel about having a beard?
I love it.
What do you like about it?
I love the fact that it gets a lot of attention.
Oh, yeah.
I love the attention.
What do people do? Go, hey, baby.
Okay, here's the thing.
Hey, baby.
Let me rub up against you.
Like I said, I have
Let me
I'm
rub up
on-
against that shrub. Bitch.
Yeah.
to let the audience know.
His beard is
Yeah,
very
to let the
shrubby.
audience know, I am on Growler and Scruff. And I took some pictures in
What's your
Florida.
other name? Username.
It's just Joel.
Oh.
I don't go through all that fancy stuff. It's just
Okay.
Joel.
Oh,
But-
wait. We have to do this.
But-
Just Joe.
Just Joel. It's just Joel. But I changed my profile picture to the pictures that I took in Florida. Now, if y'all go to our Joel and Randy Show Instagram page, you will see those pictures.
Oh, you're getting more attention.
Because
bro.
I looked fantastic.
Don't hold back,
Mm-mm.
girl.
So I took some pictures with myself in this beautiful outfit that, by the way, my costume designer Randy put together.
I'm a stylist.
Yeah.
My stylist Randy. Randy said, "Wear this jacket, wear this shirt." You know, Randy brought
I
all
need a
this
stylist.
stuff, and he said, and I said, "Girl, I'm never going to wear that anywhere." What, really? And then I put it all together, and let's sing the theme song. David White.
Which, by the way,
So
I
much
came
free
up
bands,
with.
David
Mhm.
White.
That theme song was my baby.
Mhm.
Oh.
But even David White was impressed. He's like, "Girl, where'd you get that jacket?" Randy got it for me.
Girl, we just
Where'd you get
talking
that
like
shirt?
We don't have an audience.
Randy
or
got it
anything.
for me. We are always talking to the audience. I don't even know why you worry about that. We are always talking to the audience.
Uh-oh.
Where did you get those shoes?
This conversation.
Randy got it for me. Everything was put together by my stylist Randy,
So-
and I looked fantastic.
Yes, okay.
I looked so fantastic, and I've been going through some issues with my skin and everything else. So it was nice to feel good about myself for the first time in a long
Yes.
time.
It
And
is
I
nice.
usually don't like to take selfies, but I looked so good I had to. I had no choice. I had to take some selfies.
So we were talking. So this has to do with your beard, right?
Yes. So I'm full beard. I put it on Scruff. I put it on Growler. Suddenly, my page
Bam.
just blew up. I'm getting hits left
Really?
and right.
See, I don't think I can grow a.
I got a marriage proposal.
What?
Yes, bitch. I got a marriage proposal.
Hey,
Wayne,
the beard's
you
the
go
way
over
to
here?
go, man.
Yeah.
The beard's
The beard is working,
I
girl.
just shaved mine today.
I-
The beard is
Beard.
working.
What does yours look like?
I can't grow facial hair.
And by the way,
Listen, I'm one of those people that can't grow facial hair. I'm Scotch Irish,
Oh.
and
It's just all patchy and stuff?
no, I can't even grow patches. It's horrible. No.
and by the
Under
way,
the chin.
Oh.
that marriage proposal came from an ex-football player who used to play for the Miami Dolphins.
Wait, what?
Back in the 90s.
I want to see a picture.
I am going to show you guys a picture, but nobody on the podcast.
Did you,
Because I don't want to say his name.
Oh, wait. Did you accept?
That's another story that I'm not going to get into. We'll get into it after the show.
I
Well, all right. Can I say something?
It sounds like
And
he's rich.
I'm
He
not
should have
trying
said
to
yes.
steal your thunder, but I used to sleep with a guy who house sat for his best friend, who was a Houston Texan, and we would fuck in their bed, and we would fuck in their bathtub, and once I'm
Well, I don't mean to steal y'all's thunder.
oh my god!
I used to sleep with a guy who was a director of General Hospital, bitch.
What? What?
Queen.
What?
What?
That's the way the word is. You know what? I have to say this, and I have to say this. I have never felt more confident. You know, I am 51 years old. I have never been a confident man about my looks ever. Ever. I was the most insecure person, and Randy has known me for a long time.
A
And
long time.
I have always been
Well,
very
you know,
insecure.
We've been off and on.
But the moment I turned 40, everything changed. I felt good.
Oh, some people grow into their looks.
And I kept looking at myself going, you know what? I like the way I
I
look.
never have.
I like the way I look.
Good for you. That's a good
Hey, you're
feeling.
so much more.
And now I love the way I look.
Oh, wow.
He's
He's getting an ego over here.
I'm getting an
but
ego,
listen,
and I deserve one.
no,
I haven't had
sorry.
one
I go all
ever.
in bed going,
He does.
I love myself.
Are you cold, boo?
I'm all about feeling myself. Are you talking to him about being cold?
No, I said, are you cold?
You said, are you cold?
No, he's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's my friend. No,
But the beard, I don't know if it's just a thing. Thank you, millennials, for the beard thing, by the way.
Wait, what
Thank
do
you.
millennials have to do with it?
I love
Yes, because the millennials love the beards.
Love the beard.
They love the
and
beard.
You know,
love
my mom's
that.
like,
They love that.
you know, Chris, facial hair is going out of fashion. And I'm like, Mom, facial hair, for me anyway, facial hair never goes out of fashion.
That's easy.
Mhm.
I just shaved today.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got a beard.
See, he just shaved today and he still got a beard.
Well, I mean,
I can't grow a beard to save my life.
But there was like no lot. Like it looked like a fucking.
Oh, how
tiger
big was your?
split.
How big was it?
Mhm.
Your beard.
Mine grows out straight, so it like doesn't get like fluffy. But yeah, it looked like a fucking teddy bear
Oh, my
exploded
friend.
in the sink after I was done.
Hey, we should
So-
have a beard
One
petting event.
So I would like to. I would like to tell.
invite guys and you can pet their beards.
Yeah.
I would like to tell everyone and the audience,
Jeremy, though.
because I feel like that needs to be emphasized for I don't know whatever reason.
Right.
We love you and everything else, but we are going to take a little bit of a break because I feel like everybody needs just a little bit of time because we are about to get into the next half hour. And
Yes,
stuff.
That's when
bitch.
shit gets real.
Yes.
Yes, bitch. And
By the way, audience, I want to warn you ahead of time. It's going to get a little heavy,
Oh.
but it's still going to be fun to listen to because it is going to get a little heavy.
it's gonna be hard for me to make jokes about shit that we're gonna talk
We
about.
will.
So.
We will have this conversation, but we are going to have this conversation because a certain part of our community is going through some things, and we need to make sure that community understands that we love
Yes.
you, we understand, and I'm also a part of that community
We
as
gotta
well.
talk about it.
So we're going to talk about it, but we're going to take a little bit of break so we can gather ourselves, and we'll be right back. I'm going to play a little bit of music. I think about almost 3 minutes worth of music because we really need to gather ourselves together. So we'll be right back.
expression virgin previous to maybe the last few hundred years actually was completely a spiritual term, and well, maybe going back more than a few hundred years, but essentially it's describing the purity of the mother light within that which is Omega.
Erotica, romance, erotica, romance. Another bad weekend. I'll be my mistress tonight. I'm gonna get into my pants. I could go out dancing, or maybe romancing, but I don't expect it. I'm always rejected. Wouldn't do much good at a pub or a party, because I'm neither tough nor arty. Another week without having my way, another week without having a lay. As usual, I've drawn a blank. No one's home, I'm gonna have a I'm gonna get into my pants. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic. When I get that feeling like I need sexual healing, there's a certain satisfaction and a little bit of semen. I'm chaste and well behaved, but I didn't choose it. It's because the one I love thinks I'm a loser. Given up on being sexually free, so I drink and watch TV. Hope I didn't get too tanked, or I won't be able to have a I'm gonna empty out my glands all over me. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put my hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic.
You have to think about how to do it. You have to it takes energy just to prepare for and commit the act. And the person who is very depressed doesn't have that energy.
Major Video, the place for major releases. Every time.
Hands all over my body.
Hey, we're back.
Back in black.
We're back in black. Right now, it's just going to be me and Chris.
Yeah.
It's going to be me and Chris because we had to send the other two out of the room. And it's just...
They couldn't handle the heat.
They could handle the heat.
Yeah.
They could not handle the heat. They needed a break.
Things got too intense.
They got so intense it was ridiculous. So we're gonna set this up because right now they're out of the room. So for our audience, we're gonna talk a little bit about the incident with Jussie Smollett.
Yep.
And if you do not know who Jussie Smollett is, and I'm sure that I'm not pronouncing his name correctly, it's Jussie Smollett Smollet. So if I'm not pronouncing his name right, audience, I'm sorry. We're doing the best we can. But there was a little incident in Chicago. 2 a.m. He is working on the set of Empire. He decides he wants to get a Subway sandwich. He runs up to the Subway. He gets stopped by two white men in ski masks. They beat him up. They put a noose around his neck. They pour bleach on top of him.
Yeah, what's the bleach all about?
I have no idea. But, in a way I do, but I'll explain that in a second. They pour bleach on top of him. They beat him up, break his ribs and everything else. They scream, and this is still up for debate, so we'll talk about that. They scream, "This is MAGA, Make America Great Again, country."
Right.
And they run off.
And
they call
say something
him
else like faggot.
They call him a nigger, and they call him a faggot.
Right.
Well, here's something that I want to interject.
Mm-hmm.
Who are these people?
The two white guys?
Sorry.
They're Spider-Man, apparently.
Wow. He is
No.
a nerd.
No, just kidding. No, but who are these people? And
Yeah.
0567.
What's going on here?
Just whatever's Marlboro Light 100s.
we're making an order right now.
You
so-
get to know the
All right.
intimate details
We'll see you in
of
a
her
bit.
life.
Intimate detail.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We do it all.
Yeah, we do it all. We even make transactions. We buy Postmates. We order
There you
pizza
go.
in the middle of the show. So I'm sorry to the audience.
Guess what?
You heard me. Oh, Lord. You might have heard my PIN number, so now I'm going to have to change that.
Yes, you just broadcasted your PIN number.
Broadcast your PIN number. No, we keep it real over here. But here's the thing. I don't know about. It seems heavy-handed that they would do that that Trump shit. It seems heavy-handed. It seems to me like, come on.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What I mean is, come on.
Come on, what?
We're Magda or whatever the hell you said.
MAGA. Yes.
MAGA. You know what? It seems like a great way to hide the fact that you're just a bunch of fucking racist, motherfucking evil people. And we're going to blame it on Trump. You know, that's what I'm saying.
So,
and no, seriously, think about that. Because they're
I
going to
think
lump
Trump gives
themselves
validity to those
in.
people.
They're going to lump themselves in to everybody else. And all I'm saying is this. You're going to blame anybody that, I don't know. The truth is, it just freaks me out. The idea that somebody would do that to, girl, this is 2019.
So wait, you're saying something about the bleach. What's the bleach? What do you think is the bleach of?
bleach was a thing in bleach was a thing that in Black history that the Ku Klux Klan used to do when they would round up black people. They would pour bleach on them to whiten their skin.
Oh.
Because that was a KKK thing for quite some time.
So, did they just have bleach on them, or was this a premeditated thing, or what?
Okay, so here's
they were looking to do this to the black dude.
Here's where this part of the story gets even more ridiculous. He had been sent a letter saying that if he comes to Chicago with these little letters, you black faggot, blah 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 blah, we're gonna do this to you. Fox Studios said, hey, we're going to give you some extra security because we feel like that whatever is going on with this, that's fine. Now, before anybody says anything, the fact of the matter is that anyone who is working in the public eye, you get these kind of stuff all the time. True. This is stuff that people get all the time.
True.
Yeah. So for the most part, 99% of it, you don't worry about. It's like, oh, okay, I got this again.
The letters.
So I got the letters. It's fine. Most likely, it's just some crazed fan who just whatever.
Right.
So for him, it was exactly the same thing. It's just some crazed person. Not really that worried. I'm gonna live my life and do my thing.
Yeah.
He actually turned down the idea of bodyguards because he did not want people at his house all the time. He didn't mind bodyguards while he was on the set, and he didn't mind bodyguards going here and there, but at my house, standing, in my bedroom. No, I don't want all of that. That's too intrusive. And I understand his point of view. I would not want a bunch of people in my house.
I wouldn't either. No, I wouldn't either.
Because, like I said, they are used to this. This is something that celebrities deal with all the time, so they're used to this.
So, is this the bodyguards? Are they there after?
No. He went to Subway by himself because it's like 2 a.m. Who is going to mess with me at 2 a.m.? He didn't think anything about it. He is going to get he was hungry, he's going to go get... It's just like us. Yeah. I'm hungry, I'm going to go get a sandwich.
No. I was asking about the bodyguards. Were they always present before? Or...
No, they weren't present before. It was after the letters were delivered.
Okay.
It was after the letters, and Fox told everybody you're going to get extra bodyguards. And Jussie said, well, that's fine, but I still want to be able to live my life, and I don't want all this stuff. And I think that this is just a silly thing that goes on, and that's it. And I understand his point of view. Ooh, I am burping a lot. I'm sorry.
What's going on?
Ooh, I'm a burping girl. But I'm sorry.
It's good.
We don't.
But anyway,
I don't think Chris Owens, our audio engineer, is going to be able to take all that burping out. But we'll just do the best we can.
You know what? Our audience knows we're real.
We're real,
and
yeah, exactly. So we're real. So this is what we.
Somebody farts, so I gotta go.
Oh wait.
So the thing is that with all this going on, and like I said, everything else up to that is the most horrible situation on the planet. What they said later about it, oh, this is MAGA country and this and that, that's still up for debate. So I'm not even going to talk about that part. Because that's still up for debate. And did they say it? Did they not say it? We'll find that out later. So let's keep that.
It hasn't anything to do with anything. These people who did what they did are horrible, horrible people.
But
that's all there is to it.
But let's say that
on the floor.
But let's say that if it did come up that they did say that thing,
then they're ignorant ass motherfuckers.
We do want to make known that obviously this is stuff that happens all the time. We're just hearing about this incident because it's happening to a celebrity.
And this is happening, and yes, that is true. But the fact that it has to happen to a celebrity before we start to take this stuff seriously means that there is a lack. And I'm Randy, and I'm sorry to say this.
No, you can say whatever you want to.
I'm sorry to say this.
Girl, I said you can say whatever you want.
I respect the office of the president.
And I do too. And I've said this.
But I am not seeing proper leadership from that office, and that's what's pissing me off.
No, and we
there
agree
is
on
no
this.
leadership
But
when
no,
it comes
we agree on this.
From his transgender stance to everything else.
This man needs to keep his mouth shut and be the president. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime a man who is the president who has acted the way he acts with his fucking tweets every goddamn day. Lord forgive me, I just said GD and I didn't mean to. And prior episodes.
And by the way, the fact that Randy had to use those words to talk about this man means that he is pissed.
Every day he makes a fool out of himself. And he makes a fool out of this country.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the idea of a good president. And listen, on paper, he's a good president.
Yes.
He's done a lot of shit that's good for this country.
And I like that he's outspoken.
Yes.
I do like that he's outspoken and he says, like, this is what we need to do.
But on paper, he's a good... Listen, if you go through history, you'll never see a president who's made more changes financially for this country for the good. But God... give me strength.
Give me strength. This man is
I can't handle it.
I feel like
leader I have ever
even my
seen.
father has said he needs to shut his mouth.
Oh no.
So we got some sign language going on over here.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
But
probably what that.
I don't think we should get.
Am I right?
Okay. But
are we
this
talking
is the
about Trump? Or
worst.
are we talking about the?
But this is the worst leadership.
I don't want to talk about Trump. But
this is and neither did I. And we have really tried to avoid this.
Yeah.
What really pisses me off is that the last week what is your personal vendetta against transgender people, which we can't understand?
No,
it's just ridiculous.
I'll never get that.
I will never get that. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. That you have a personal vendetta against transgender people.
He does not have a personal vendetta.
Yes, he does.
He appears to have a personal vendetta. He doesn't care either way. This is just a tool for him.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't care either way.
So you pick you pick the lowliest group
because it's to his advantage. He thinks so.
Yeah, exactly. And you've made them a target
He's seeding
for
the seeds of
everything.
hate and dividing people.
Yeah, exactly. This is the worst leadership I have ever seen.
Because he knows that's a hot button topic, and people will actually talk about that and focus on that as opposed to focusing on other stuff that they should be focusing on.
I can guarantee you that transgenderism. I think that's the correct term. I'm maybe incorrect.
Don't ask me.
I'm so glad that you don't even know the correct.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I'm
because
struggling with it myself.
But the thing is that for the most part, transgender people have pretty much been left alone for quite some time.
Huh? What?
Transgender people have been pretty much left alone for quite some time. I don't know when they became
the target of so much.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
Scrutiny.
Seriously.
Scrutiny.
In the public eye.
In the public
They've
eye.
They've always been the target, but
well,
they haven't really been
I
in the public
can tell
eye.
you stories of hotels that I worked, but girl, I told that story a long time ago on the show. But here's the thing that I don't understand. Why would you negate anyone from serving in the military if they want to? Why would you do that? Why would you say you can't come?
Yeah, no, it's
why
would you do that? Because
exactly
because you have it's to your political advantage. His strategy is it figures into a strategy.
Well, I don't know what his strategy is.
He has no strategy.
There's no rational reason unless.
But he doesn't have. I don't think he has a strategy.
I think he has a strategy. Yeah.
No, I know that he's done well for the country as far as his little. You know what? Here's the thing. Somebody's whispering in his ear.
Yes.
About the transgender thing. Forgive me for saying thing, people who are listening. Forgive me for saying thing, but I don't have any tools when it comes to transgenderism or anything like that. So what I'm saying is this. He doesn't either. And somebody's whispering in his ear, you know what you need to do? You need to get rid of transgender people. Nobody else's army, think about that. Nobody else's army has transgender people that they know of, that they'll talk about. So, I think it is, somebody's whispering in his ear. I don't know what it is.
I think he has allies of some sort that he's doing it for, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, girl.
Yeah. Wait, so what else is going on in the news?
Well, you know what? There were some spools here, well, not years ago.
What's a spool?
A spool. Spools are dangerous.
What's a spool?
In Houston, there were some spools that
spool
dropped
of
off
wire?
the truck.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the spool story? And
No.
they dropped off the curb?
But the thing is that I think for the most part,
we just had some dead air.
No, we
did. No, we did. We were talking about fucking spools.
Mm-hmm. But for the most part, from everything that I read on Twitter after that attack,
and
I know that everybody is like, oh, he's an actor, blah 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 blah. But from everything that I read on Twitter, there are a lot of scared, and I can't believe I'm saying this, scared black gay men out there who are like, well, if it happened to him, what makes you think it won't happen to me?
Yeah.
I mean, they're scared. I mean, it's bad enough that, we have to deal with other stuff in society, but now to be black and gay and having to deal with, if this happened to him, I mean, they are scared.
I have a personal friend in the business, a friend who is black and gay, who on his Instagram posted today. I mean, you would probably recognize him from such things as, but like seriously, like you'd probably.
Oh wait, he's a celebrity.
Yeah, and like quasi. I mean, he's been in like lots of commercials and like. He's not an A-list actor. He's not a household name.
He's an actor,
but like he's done some reputable things, right? And the whole reason I know about what y'all are even talking about right now is because on his Instagram feed today he posted exactly what you just said. Wow. If this happened to him, what could make it not happen to me?
Exactly. So there are a lot of.
He is a black gay actor.
There is a lot of black gay men who, and I have to, and I'm sorry, but I'm putting myself in that,
but
because
it is what it is.
Thankfully enough, in Houston, Texas, I live in one of the best neighborhoods ever. I live in the Montrose. I have the freedom to walk up and down the street. I go to straight bars all the time. Everybody knows I'm gay. Everybody knows who I am.
Right.
It's the most wonderful feeling to be able to walk into a place and everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm the colorful guy who comes in and makes
Why you gotta be
jokes.
colorful?
You know what I mean.
I'm kidding.
Bitch.
Wait, is this the mantras?
Yeah, this is outer
This is
mantras.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's, you know. So I'm luck now. I've had a couple of run-ins with the police.
What?
One in particular where I was walking home from a bar 2 blocks away and ended up in jail for PI.
What?
Yes, even
That
though
happens?
I told them I live right there. I was walking home.
That's a mess.
Turns out I would find out. By the way, I was found not guilty. Thank God.
Of course.
Because
They have no
what happened was,
Yeah.
what had happened was, I walked across somebody's lawn, I guess, and they saw some black guy walk across their lawn, so they called the
shit.
police.
You know what? You
And I'm
look
like-
just like that guy.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my God, I
Mhm.
can't believe this.
Yeah, exactly.
You look just like that
Mm.
particular
Yeah.
black
That's-
guy.
But thankfully enough, I had people I had witnesses from the bar. I had lots of witnesses from the bar who were like, no, he actually does live 2 blocks away, and there was no need for him. He wasn't driving. He lives at such and such. I was living, by the way, not in this building, but I was living at Takara So, across the
Right there.
street.
Fancy.
Literally,
I could throw a stone to it.
Yeah, you could literally throw a stone to it.
Yeah.
But I was walking home from the bar, and the people from the bar got behind me and said, hey, no, he comes here like a couple of times a week. He walks home every time, and don't see what the big deal is. So I was found not guilty, and I was up. And by the way, I had some traffic tickets. So I got those taken care of, because in Harris County, if you spend a couple of days in jail,
Yeah.
it pays off your
It's all
ticket.
about the money.
Wait, what?
Right.
You
Yes.
got off your
The
tickets?
money making.
I talked to people while I was in prison.
Wait, how long were you in jail
While I was
for?
in jail, I was in jail for the weekend.
While I was doing that hard time.
Yes, while I was doing that hard time for 2 days.
jail that is?
Woodwork.
Yes. So I talked to every person that was in that room, gave themselves up because they couldn't afford to pay the tickets, and they spent the weekend in jail.
Oh yeah, right.
And it paid off their tickets. And the judge said, hey, you know you got a couple of tickets. I'm like, yes, I do. Okay, you know what? Not only you're not guilty, your tickets are done. I'm like, okay.
Well, that works.
I would
That
rather spend
worked
the night in
very
jail
well.
than spend
Mhm.
$70 on a ticket.
But it was 14 hours in a cold ass
Yes.
cell.
It's not pleasant.
It's not pleasant. By the way, it is not pleasant.
See,
Mm.
we
like, what
talked
would you
about
rather
this
do?
on the episodes,
Mm.
previous episodes. We had spoken about how I spent 12 hours in jail.
Wait,
and
you've been in jail
loved
too?
every moment. Yeah, because I had.
No, I liked it. It wasn't
listen,
pleasant. I don't want to
I-
regret it.
Never been in
Listen.
jail.
I told the officer, I was like, so, we were in the car, me and my sister Roberta. We were in the car, and Robert's like, so, I hear there are gay cells. And the cops, like, they laughed, and I said, bitch, seriously, I'm not playing. Are there gay cells? And they said, well, there are cells for people with AIDS. I said, I'll take that cell. And Robert's like, I'll take that cell. Do y'all have AIDS? I said, hell yeah, for 2 days.
I got it real bad.
And
Wow.
so,
Right now.
so we went, and Robert didn't get, he got cattled in to a cell. And I'm like, I'm in room 14. That's the gay cell? I'm gay.
We're throwing
Wait,
it
were there
down
other
over
gay people
here.
there?
We got some disco
Were
there other
pumping,
gay
we
people
got
there?
some champagne on
No,
ice.
there was. Eventually, well, no, actually, there was a queen in there.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. And they
That sounds
put
like
you in
fun.
a cell with, everybody's sick in that cell. So they brought in a guy. They brought in a guy. And he's like, and that queen said, "No, she can't come in here." I laughed my ass off. Like,
oh my god!
Was that Vanna, girl? Was that Vanna? Because I can imagine if Vanna was in jail.
That was no, that wasn't Vanna.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was some random queen I've never met. She said, "No, she can't. She's coughing. What's wrong with her? She's coughing."
Did they take the person
and the
somewhere else?
Police officer said, "It's not her, sir. It's not her." And he said, "That bitch cannot come in here." And I'm like, "Bitch, what is happening?" In my mind, I'm like, "I love this motherfucker. I love this motherfucker." No, she can't come in. He's coming in. You're just going to have to let him in. And this queen was actually holding the bar.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
No.
Oh wow.
So, anyway, he came in. And this queen said, "Alright, girl, you gotta get on the bottom bunk. We're occupying the top bunk. You gotta go to the bottom bunk." Yeah. So we ended up doing high kicks. This queen and
Wait, how
I.
many days were you in jail for?
I was only in 12 hours.
You did all that stuff in 12 hours? Good
Yes!
for you, girl.
Yes.
I watched
Listen.
a poker
He
game
asked
go
me-
on
he
while
asked me-
a fat, super fat guy sat on the toilet. Oh, good God. That was horrible. That was horrible. Sat on the toilet
Yeah.
while we were playing cards. Another guy masturbating all the fucking time.
Wait,
he literally
what?
was sitting in the corner.
Was he high?
He was not high, but he had some mental health issues. By the way, he did have mental health issues, and I told the guard, this guy he needs some help. Y'all need to figure out where he needs to go, because he is literally in the corner beating off again. And I'm like, he is beating off right now while we're having this conversation.
Did he look like he had good orgasms?
No, he was just doing it because that's what this guy had some issues. He needed to be in a place where someone would take care of. He had issues. Wow. He was literally talking. While I'm talking to the guard, he is literally masturbating in the corner. Again, for the 5th time.
Wow.
Oh, dude, all this guy's ever done is masturbate the entire time.
I wonder
here.
if he does that all the time, everywhere.
No, I recognize.
It's like a nervous tick.
I recognize that. That's a nervous tick. Honestly, that is a nervous tick.
That's a nervous tick that I try to hide. I've actually ejaculated 5 times since we've been doing this.
Wow.
But I'm really crafty at it.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know what? We're at the... By the way...
I've only ejaculated twice.
Gentlemen and audience, I would like to tell you this. We are now at the end of this episode.
Oh, wow.
Well, blessing.
We can't end it with talking about
Anyway,
ejaculation.
because the truth is...
Well, that was a happy ending.
We had... Exactly.
There you go.
He said it was a happy ending.
So we're going to end this episode by saying that we had a great time.
We did. We're going to do some...
Thanks for having me, guys.
No.
Yeah, let's give a clap to...
Let's give a clap to...
Nick. Our straight guy.
Our straight guy who was on the show tonight. We had a really good time with Nick. We had a really good time with Chris. We had a really good time with Chris. Everybody clap. We had a really good time with Chris. It was a fun show, and by the way, we have lots of stuff planned.
Yeah.
We are about to kick ass and take names. So get ready for it. Get ready for it if you're listening to the show.
Get ready.
To all our fans who are still sticking around, we may have lost some fans.
Why?
But for those of you who are sticking around,
Webster,
shit's about to get real up in here.
Webster, Texas, and
up in here. So stick around. You're about to have a good time.
Guam, girl, come back to me, Guam. Come back.
So we're gonna end the show. Everybody say goodbye.
We used to get
bye.
And good
good
luck.
night, Australia, girl. Get you
Guam.
some. Get you some.